I stand today in strong support of Social Security and the invaluable role that it plays in the lives of more than 2.2 million people in Illinois and over 150,000 of our neighbors and family members in the 17th Congressional District of Illinois. Social Security benefits make up 1/3 of the income of our nation's seniors, and benefits are the primary source of income for most seniors. Social Security is not a handout. This is a program that working Americans have paid into for years with the promise that the federal government would stand by them and respect their hard work and their labor. Too often over the past few months, we've heard threats from my colleagues across the aisle about cutting off these hard-earned benefits. First, during the debt ceiling negotiations, and most recently, my colleagues in the Republican Study Committee recently put forth a budget that renews Republican attacks on Social Security benefits. Their unserious proposal shows my colleagues care more about scoring political points and playing games with your future than governing responsibly with your interests in mind. That we're having this conversation and considering these budgets shows how out of touch my colleagues across the aisle are with the struggles that real Americans face every single day. Under their proposal, 9.7 million Illinoisans would see their retirement age increased, cutting the Social Security benefits, and then forcing them to work even longer for less. Let me be clear, Mr. Speaker. Social Security is a sacred promise to our nation's seniors. It is not a political football. I will oppose any proposal that cuts the earned benefits that provide essential financial stability to millions of Americans. Our communities have worked for decades to earn these benefits, and it is unconscionable to turn around and take that away from people, especially as prices still remain high for consumers. I urge my colleagues to defeat the previous question so we can bring up legislation that protects, not undermines, Social Security. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman yields back. Massachusetts.
Happy Monday, friends. So big action is being taken this week by Congress and the Biden administration. Republican lawmakers are now saying that President Biden's Social Security plan would include a 23% cut to monthly benefits. This would mean hundreds of dollars less in benefits. My dear friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video to hear about all of the details. Also, this coming Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, please make sure you click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. President Biden has been adamant in opposing cuts to Social Security benefits. He said during his State of the Union address earlier this year that he would not allow anyone to make cuts to the program. But the members of the Republican Study Committee have a different take. The RSC argues that its proposed 2024 budget protects seniors from President Biden's 23% across-the-board cuts to Social Security. So the big question is, does Biden's Social Security plan really include 23% benefit cuts? The RSC interprets that silence as doing nothing about Social Security. It maintains that if Congress and the President take no action to bolster the program, major cuts will be on the way. This gloomy outlook is unfortunately correct. According to the latest Social Security Trustees report, the combined Social Security trust funds are on track to run out of money by 2034. Steep benefit cuts would then have to be made unless something is done to add revenue, reduce costs, or both. So far in his presidency, President Biden has not pushed for specific changes to Social Security that would prevent benefit cuts in the near future. But meanwhile, the RSC's proposed budget includes a gradual increase in the full retirement age. The committee's chairman stated that the recommended reforms would not affect benefits for any senior in or near retirement and would prevent insolvency for the next decade. The president's proposed 2024 budget stated, "The administration is committed to protecting and strengthening Social Security and opposes any attempt to cut Social Security benefits for current or future recipients." So based on these comments, it seems that Biden prefers to allow Congress to work out the details of any Social Security reforms. That may be the smartest political strategy. And the clock certainly is ticking. Social Security reforms are needed to prevent cuts in the next decade. Within hours of the Supreme Court striking down his student debt forgiveness plan, President Biden announced a new path he would use in an attempt to turn his promise and provide debt relief to millions of Americans into a reality. Last summer, the president unveiled his plan that would have erased more than $400 billion in student loan debt, a program that would have benefited an estimated 27 million borrowers. But this past Friday, the court's 6 conservative justices ruled that the law the White House had built its proposal around did not grant the executive branch the authority to take such sweeping action without any clear sign-off from Congress. Biden's new approach will instead rely on provisions in a different law called the Higher Education Act. This law grants a Secretary of Education the power to compromise, waive, or release federal student loans. Biden insisted that the new strategy is legally sound, but cautioned it will take longer to implement than the original plan because it will have to go through a lengthy federal rulemaking process. His announcement was also light on details, most notably on whether everyone who was eligible for forgiveness under the original proposal will qualify for the new plan. In addition to a new approach to forgiveness, Biden announced an on-ramp for borrowers who may struggle to keep up with their loan payments when they resume. The Department of Education on Friday also finalized more generous income-based repayment rules that will significantly lower the monthly payments of low-income borrowers and allow them to have their remaining balances cleared after 10 years. These new steps come on top of the expanded Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program, which Biden had used to forgive more than $42 billion in debt held by people working in public service jobs like education and healthcare. Most Democrats praised Biden for wasting no time in launching a second attempt at widespread loan forgiveness, but there were many questions from supporters and critics alike about whether this new approach would also fail. Some debt relief advocates argue that an approach centered on the Higher Education Act is on much firmer legal ground than the previous plan. Others are hoping that the long rulemaking process will allow potential pitfalls of the program to be discovered and then resolved before the final proposal is put before the courts. So, dear friends, what are your thoughts on all of this? And should President Biden push for student loan forgiveness? Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section below. Well, my beautiful and amazing friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Monday. My dear friends, thank you so very much for joining me here and for being part of this community. To say thank you and to show my appreciation, I will be announcing several winners this coming Friday for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful, safe, and blessed weekend.